Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and super scary new horror movie, Smile. I can't do it, or can I? Looks more cartoonish when I do it. Anyway, it's probably a good thing I can't do it because it's freaking creepy the way they do it. Yes, the new horror movie Smile dropped today in theaters. I just got back from watching it. Yikes. Good movie though, very good. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, if you want to watch this movie at some point this weekend or opening night tomorrow night, you don't want to keep watching or listening to this video review, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. So let's get right back into it. First and foremost, I think the thing that helped me like this movie, I didn't love it, but I did really like it a lot. I think that I found it to be quite good, and it was probably because it reminded me of several other similar horror movies, such as It Follows, Truth or Dare, the one with the big smiling face again. And there was another one that was very reminiscent of, what was it? No, I think it was just those two, because they were very similar in plot and premise. You know, you have like this curse or this entity that latches itself onto someone when somebody commits suicide, and then it possesses them. The person commits suicide, and if there's a witness, it passes on to the witness, and the cycle goes on and on and on. And, you know, the movie was very creepy, although I can't help but feel like they ruined two of their best scares in the trailers. And the parts that I'm referring to is that pretty early on in the film, when she's listening to a recording of her patient killing herself, the main character, Rose, is sitting in her dining room with her headphones on, listening to her laptop, and then there's a close-up of her face, and then the next shot is the laptop, and then the third shot is a ghostly woman right beside her, right on her left-hand side, roaring or yelling loudly in a very scary, ghostly fashion. That was in the teasers and in one of the trailers for this movie, as I recall. And then there's another part in the trailer, because my friend and I both recognized the scene right before it occurred, which was when the woman in the pink sweater, and we don't know it from the trailer, but in the movie it's her sister, or we think it's her sister, walks out, and then her head and neck completely dangle down, hanging right here on her chest, scaring the hell out of her in her car. But in the movie it's revealed that that's the entity messing with Rose, and that it didn't kill the sister, and the sister is very much alive. So I guess I don't know why they included two such great scares or jump scares in the trailer or the teasers for this movie, because I feel like that kind of ruined two pretty great scare moments. Although there were lots of scenes that made me jump and made me go, you know, because the movie, what it did do well is that when it was setting you up for what you thought was going to be a supernatural based scare, it was actually something based in real life. And what I mean by that is that there were several moments throughout the film when the jump scare was actually the result of a house alarm going off, a car horn blaring, and a phone ringing, whether it was a cell phone or a landline. And the perfect example of that was one of my favorite scenes in the film, is when she's at home wrapping up her nephew's birthday present, and suddenly her home alarm goes off. She goes to turn off the blaring noise. The phone rings. It's the alarm company asking for her name and her password. And when she gives it, the phone operator quickly changes tone, and the voice remains the same. It was like, "Are you sure, Rose? Are you sure you're alone in the house? Look behind you." And from the audience's perspective, we see the back of her neck, her back, everything. And when she slowly turns around, you expect there to be a ghostly image or the smiling woman there waiting to scare her and the audience. But as she starts to turn, her face is halfway there, and then the scare comes in the form of not of the smiling demon, but in the form of the phone ringing again. Like it took a book, like a page out of Scream's playbook, by making a phone ringing scary. And that is what made this movie work for me in terms of like its effectiveness of scares, is that it relied a lot of its scares and jump scares on very real things. And sure, there were plenty of scenes that gave us good jump scares in the form of the smiling entity scaring the hell out of our main character throughout the film and scaring us as well. And then and then the other thing I wasn't expecting, which was an awesome little gem, I thought, was that we got to see a full-on look at the entity or the monster itself as it peeled back the mother's disguise and revealed all of its smiling, terrifying looking smiling mouths. And then it basically expanded Rose's jaw, like expanded it big time, and crawled inside of her to possess her. And it showed us its possession process of how it takes over its victims before they kill themselves. And I was like, damn. Movie kind of ended on a downer, too. I was really hoping she had defeated it by burning it to death in the abandoned house. You know, what also helped is that this creature fed off of trauma or relied on trauma for its strength from its victims. And that was a cool aspect, too. But I feel like they kind of maybe ripped that off from the latest season of Stranger Things. I won't go into specifics, but let's just say trauma plays a very big role in season 4 of Stranger Things, especially when it comes to the big bad of the season. So, again, it was an interesting idea, but I felt like a lot of the stuff I had seen in this movie I had seen before in similar films like It Follows or Truth or Dare. Both films I enjoyed very much, but at the same time, though, it just didn't feel as original. But that was okay, because where it lacked originality, it was effective in its usage and creative jump scares. Like I said, I really praise the film for the way it scared us with a car horn blaring, a house alarm going off, and a phone or cell phone ringing. And those were extremely effective, very scary ways to make us jump in our seats. My buddy and I were watching it together, and we jumped in our seats several times. Not literally jumped, but went, hey, several times. So that shows you how effectively scary it was. So overall, I'd say it was a pretty good movie. I don't know if I'll watch it again, but I'm glad I saw it, because it was an interesting horror movie. So, what did you guys think of Smile? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Good luck falling asleep if you did watch it. And of course, stay tuned and subscribe to this channel for more film reviews like this one, as we have a lot to look forward to this fall and winter. Smile is now playing in theaters. Check it out if you're a horror fan. You'll probably enjoy it. Have a great one, everyone. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, what's your favorite scary movie?